What's up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Thank you for coming back, my friends. All right, guys, let's talk about LeVar Burton. Yes, LeVar Burton is in the news. You guys know LeVar Burton. You know him from Roots. He played Kunta Kinte, the miniseries in the 70s about slavery. Another generation might know him as Lieutenant Geordi LaForge from Star Trek: The Next Generation. Let's see, what else is he known for? Reading Rainbow. All generations know him from Reading Rainbow, an advocate of literacy. My good friend Fatal J, that's one of his songs he loves to sing, Reading Rainbow, which is ironic when you hear him actually trying to read super chats. Love you, Fatal. And he's also known for a little known movie, I think it was a TV movie back in the day, Dummy, LeVar Burton, Dummy. That's what the actual promo used to say. It's kind of, fitting right now. But, so LeVar Burton went on record saying that he just loves cancel culture. Can't get enough of it, he says. And what it was is that he was in an interview with Meghan McCain on The View, probably. And this is what he had to say. He said, in terms of cancel culture, I think it's misnamed, that it's a misnomer. I think we have a consequence culture, and that consequences are finally encompassing everybody in this society, whereas they haven't been ever in this country. Really, there's never been consequences in this country. We are a country, after all, of laws, aren't we? So where there are laws, there's also the justice system. As flawed as it might be, we do have a justice system, which tends to bring about consequences onto people who break said law. Okay, so it's been there for quite some time. You might not like the way that it's practiced, LeVar Burton, but it is there. So for you to say that it's never been in this country, that's the misnomer. That's the falsehood. That's the lie, Geordi. Dummy. All right, so it goes on to say, despite repeated warnings from Republicans and select Democrats who have publicly denounced cancel culture as a threat to the U.S. or U.S. society, Burton said he thinks these are good signs that are happening in the culture right now. I think it has everything to do with the new awareness on people who were simply unaware of the real nature of life in this country for people who have been othered since this nation began, he argued. Okay, all right, LeVar, here's what's going on, okay? You don't have the nuts to admit that you're talking about race relations, okay? He's dancing around it, all right, like Bojangles or some shit, all right? And I'm here to tell you, LeVar, I'm here to say what you're not saying. Basically, what he's saying is that taking a look around, he thinks that the left's war on the right, because that's basically what it is, LeVar. All right, you don't want to admit it. Cancel culture is basically those liberals or left-minded thinking people attacking people who they think are on the right for every little thing that they say. Let's face it, last year we saw the President of the United States get banned on Twitter. He was canceled, the president. And I said at that time, no matter what you think of this man, it's unhealthy in a country to censor your elected leader. Okay? He was about to be voted out anyway. Who gives a shit? All right, but to ban him, to silence him was wrong, LeVar. All right, and that's the nature of this thing. Over and over and over again, you see people being attacked for not having groupthink. How could you think this is healthy? It's not. But that's the part you don't want to talk about because, as usual, you're blinded by race. And that's what this really is. All right, I don't think I'm climbing out on a limb when I say that's kind of what he's using to justify cancel culture. As long as those people that I disagree with are being canceled, hooray, I'm all for it. All right, but what about when it comes back around to you, LeVar, and everybody else who thinks the way that you do? Thought policing is unhealthy in a free-thinking society. Why is that so hard for people to grasp? Why is that concept slipping through our fingers to the point where in a couple of generations, you're not even going to recognize this place? That's basically what's going on. Now, let's see here. I guess it's also been pointed out that he's doubled down, all right? He says, I said it and I stand by it. Now, I have always had a great deal of respect for LeVar Burton. I think he's an intelligent man, but I think just like a lot of people in show business, I think that he's sheltered and a little bit out of the loop, which is why, I have fun with the fact that he starred in a movie called Dummy, which is about a deaf person, because you gotta be deaf. You gotta be tone deaf. You're not paying attention. If you actually believe that cancel culture is comparable to consequences culture. Now, to a degree, I will say that these are the consequences that we as a country, as a world, have to endure when we go forward into the social media age. All right, as long as we're on social media and we're expressing ourselves there, then we know the risk is going to be there, that we could be canceled. So this is kind of the consequences, much like if you want to have alcohol in your society. Part of the consequences of that would be drunk driving and accidents and people who get into it. If you want to take up smoking, part of the consequence will be that you could be running the risk of developing some form of cancer, lung cancer. All right, so there are consequences there. All right, but at the same time, all right, the whole dynamic where people can be ended in their professions based upon something they think or believe, or they can have people twist their words altogether and lie on them, to the end where those people end up losing their livelihoods, is unacceptable. I would think that any intelligent, introspective person would be able to see that. But here you have someone who I believe always has been intelligent, such as LeVar Burton, making a statement this way, and there's no other way that I could see this coming about other than he has been blinded by the racial atmosphere that's going on in this country. That's what it is. And if you look at what he said, that's what he's talking about. People who have been othered since this nation began. Okay? That's what he's using to justify cancel culture, and I reject that, LeVar Burton. Now, I would suggest that LeVar take a good look at what's been going on, because I really don't think he has. I think he's only looking and stopping at the racial thing and not understanding what's going on with human beings. And this is the reason why I always say that black people will be stunted in our development until we take another step into our humanity. Black cannot be all that you are, because it'll make you short-sighted, like Mr. LeVar Burton here. All right? So those are my thoughts on that, guys. What do you think? All right, is it going to stop you from enjoying his stuff? Like I said before, Star Trek: The Next Generation. People were looking for him to show up in that garbage show Picard, which who gives a shit? I really don't. He could show up there. I don't care at this point. You know what I mean? But will it stop you from enjoying the classic Star Trek: The Next Generation? Can you separate Geordie LaForge from LeVar Burton? Or is this just like a deal breaker? Is this just messing it up? I hate when celebrities do this. I wish they would just shut the hell up when it comes to political issues and stuff like that, because they almost always have a bad take. Because either they're just stupid or they're afraid to say how they really feel because of cancel culture. All right? But anyway, guys, you can get in the comment section and let me know how you feel about this. Thank you for watching. As always, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe. You can catch me on Twitter. Thank you, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.